y'all, welcome to J Coloring. My name is Liz and it's Let's Color Sunday, and I want to work in this Girls with Flowers. It's a Korean coloring book and one of my favorite ones to just, choose to color in when I want to relax a little bit, because I don't have to really think about the colors, because I do tend to go with the colors that have been in the original here that are given to you. So I don't know, it's just a really fun way to relax. Like, I usually try to, borrow heavily from the original for inspiration. And so that's what I'm going to be working on today. I don't know if I'll work on anything else, but I'm definitely going to make a start on this one. And I'm using the Faber-Castell polychromos. And I don't think I've used these on this paper before, but so far I've liked how it's laid down. I feel like the skin looks pretty smooth, and so I'm just having a lot of fun working on this one. So I guess let's get to coloring. Okay, using my polychromos, I am working on the hair, and I'm trying to use these kind of orange and red and brown tones to achieve a similar hair color as the original artwork, but it's a bit of a trial and error. I'm liking how it's going because this isn't so detailed. It's kind of a different style, of course. So I'm trying to recreate that, but a bit of a learning process for sure. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job, but I hope everyone's doing good. I am doing really well. Not getting a lot of coloring done this week so far, but the weekend is coming up, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get some things done, or started at least. It's just been a pretty hectic week, so I only have a couple days that I can color for more than just a couple hours. Or an hour sometimes, some nights when I get off work, so I try to fit it in as much as I can. But I try not to force it, though. Sometimes if I feel like reading, then I'll do a little reading. Or if I feel like knitting, then I'll do some knitting. But I try to do a little bit every day. And I'm bringing in this terracotta color to try and bring in the orange tone just a little bit more, so it's not so brown or red. Hopefully it kind of blends them together. But I'm just kind of trying to, I don't know, figure it out as I go, and hopefully I can kind of touch up a little bit. I definitely feel like I went a little too heavy-handed in here with the first few sections. So I'm trying to be a little bit lighter with my layers. I love this image. I thought it was super sweet, and I'm excited to color all the birds and hopefully get that done, and then probably keep the background simple like it has on the original. And I also like how the ribbon's pink. That's really cute. I think it looks pretty good for, I just feel like I probably should have chose better colors, but I'll figure it out. I finished a book today and it was really good. I'm reading, well, actually this one is the audiobook I'm listening to, and it's a Crochet Mysteries. And the first one I think is Hooked on Murder, and then I think I'm on book 5, and it was it was a Christmas themed one actually. But it's kind of fun to read Christmas themed things even if it's not Christmas time. But it was very funny, and they get up to a lot of shenanigans, the main character, so it was a pretty good listen. And then I'm reading which I don't know what's up with me, but I have a lot of books that are like mystery themed, like whodunits, and they are like that one's crochet, and the one I'm reading is, I just finished this one. It's the second book in the series, and it's Knit, Purl, Dye, and it's a black sheep knitting mystery, and it's by Annie Canadio. But the first one's While My Pretty One Knits, but I don't know, it's just really kind of entering into my cozy mystery era. I really like just kind of unwinding with those books, and when I'm at work having kind of a nice little listen like that to just kind of have on in the background. I've really been enjoying those. I really love finding books like that one I just showed y'all, the Black Sheep Knitting Mystery series. I found at my used bookstore. I just really like finding books that are not like recently released. They're older. It's just kind of fun to find books that have been out for a while and pick those up. And I think I get them for like $1 or something, so they're a lot cheaper than if I bought them brand new. And I enjoy them just as much. It's kind of been fun. I told myself that I need to read some of the books before I go back for some more. So I've been trying to do a little bit more reading. I thought about just using white as the highlight for the hair, but I feel like I'm always kind of grabbing the white when I'm doing hair. I just want it to have kind of different tones, with like the orange really coming out, kind of like it is over here, even though that kind of looks a little more yellow. But just, I'm trying to do a lot of the same things they do in the original, but also at the same time trying to kind of go my own way with the like combos for the combination, because obviously I don't, it's not going to look exactly like how the artist did it, but I don't know, just fun challenge to kind of get it to match as close as I can. And I don't know, this hat kind of reminds me of like an explorer hat, maybe? But I'm not really sure. I didn't translate it. I probably should have, to kind of get an idea. But that's what I think it is. I'm so close to being done with the color along. Super excited about that. I have been working pretty hard on it to get it done. And I'm really excited to finish my dragon spell page. I kind of had a moment where I wasn't sure how to continue with that page, and so I was taking a bit of a break from it because I didn't want to kind of jump into it and then not be happy with the outcome. So I'm taking a break from that, but I've kind of been mulling it over, what I want to do, and looking on Pinterest for some inspiration. And I think I've decided, because I used, if anyone's interested, it's a video that I have been doing where I color my first page in a book and kind of just take y'all along for the, as I go through the process. And so the one I'm working on is the dragon spell. Anyway, so I'm working on that one, and the armor of it's the mouse page, I think, with like the cat dragon. And so the armor on the mouse is kind of purple and dark, like black and blue. So I was thinking the cat itself is, I'll just show y'all. I don't know why I'm trying to explain. So yeah, I'm working on this guy, and I've done his armor, and I really like how it turned out, but I was kind of deciding on what to do with the cat, and so I've been taking a break trying to figure that out. But I think I've decided that I might go, I know I want to do kind of galaxy eyes for the cat's eyes. And then I was thinking maybe I could try to do that because it kind of almost looks like feathers. So kind of purpley and pink feathers. And then maybe black for the fur. So that's my idea so far. So I hope it works out. I'm really excited to continue on with that page, and we'll kind of see how it goes. Hopefully it turns out kind of how I'm envisioning it. So sorry if I'm having trouble talking. It's pretty late tonight. I did drink some coffee though, but sometimes that just makes me stumble over my words a little bit. But I'm excited about doing that page. Is the point. And sometimes, you have to think about, or at least I have to think about what I want to do with a certain page, because I'm not sure. And it takes a few days to figure it out. I'm not always, have all the answers for how I want to color something sometimes. And I just think that kind of makes it more exciting and a little bit of a challenge. I'm actually liking how her hair is turning out. This will be one of my most colored in books if I get this page done. Might be my fourth page in here. I don't know how many other, I know there's more than one of these books released now, and I don't know if there's 3. I want to say 3. And I keep telling myself, I get tempted to just like buy, I don't know, I assume they're still for sale, but I get tempted to, you know, just go ahead and get them because I know I want them. But then I remind myself, like, I have so much to color already, so I kind of, you know, try to appreciate what I have sometimes and work on it. But it is so fun to buy new books sometimes. There's some artists that release books and I just don't hesitate to get their new book because I know I just want to collect it. But hopefully these will still be available. These Korean books whenever I am ready to purchase them. But a lot of the thing I was like with some of these books is the shipping. I don't remember what that website is where some people have been ordering the Korean coloring books. Probably best I don't know. Haven't ordered off Amazon Japan in a while either. But I feel like I have a lot of new subscribers. I just want to say hello, and I know I already said hello, but I just am excited. I've got 1,000 subscribers now, which is pretty crazy. I'm just happy to have everyone here. I don't know if I've said this already. I don't think I have, but I don't know. It's hard to keep track sometimes what I've said in all the videos. But yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm really excited about it. And I hope I can make videos that y'all are interested in seeing. If anyone has any ideas or suggestions, let me know. I'll try to look into it and maybe make, if there's a particular video that you're interested in, I'll try to make it. But I stay pretty busy with work, so I don't always get around to filming. But I'm hoping, I've been trying to make a real effort with sitting down and filming a little more. So I'm hoping it'll get easier if I get into a schedule. But the Let's Color Sunday videos are just videos where I like to sit down and get some coloring done. Just kind of a relaxing time where my focus is on something that I'm excited about working on. Either continuing, you know, a work in progress or starting something new and just chatting to y'all about it and coloring in general and maybe other random things. But anyway, I enjoy making these. It's a lot of fun, and I hope that y'all like them. It's sometimes hard to think of things to create and film. I know I want to do a, you know, speaking of hair, I want to do a hair tutorial. I have a page by, I think it's in one of Christine Caron's books. I've been wanting to finish that one for a while now, so I'm hoping this will kind of get me going with it. It is think of maybe it's like the vampire page, but has really nice hair for like coloring, so I thought it'd be a good one to show y'all how I color hair with. And my go-to hair is normally brown hair, so that's probably what color it will end up being, but I can work on different combos. But just a way to get you started if anyone's curious on how I do it, but it's fun to experiment with different combos for hair. Like, I don't think I've ever used these colors for hair before. I think it's turning out pretty good. I like it. It's definitely going to need some touching up, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for kind of red brown hair. And it's like the hair is like layered, so I think it's going to probably go in with a darker color to really show that like heavy layers, to kind of get that shadow that would be kind of cast kind of around it. So that's kind of what I plan on doing. I got a couple, I think they're called, yeah, it's the Faber-Castell Gold Faber Aqua Dual Marker. This is in pine green, and I got a blue one also. I'm excited to try those. They do bleed through the paper though, and I'm not really sure the proper way to use those, so I'm probably making some mistakes with starting with them, but hopefully I'll figure it out. I think I have a set of those, but I think I put them up, so I don't know. I think there are a lot of purples and pinks, but I'm excited to try those out on something. I did start out with a, I think it was Matchstick Mouse book. I don't know what I've put it since then. And I started using those on one of those pages since it was single-sided, and you know, just kind of basic, doing the leaves and the sky, and just kind of seeing how that kind of helps the page along. I'll probably go over it with pencils. Almost got the hair done. Let's see here. And I feel like I'm more productive when I sit down at my desk to color versus like coloring in the living room, because I'm usually watching TV or something in there. It doesn't always make for the most efficient coloring. And not to mention, I feel like I could fall asleep when I color in there. Hopefully I'm not getting it on the, it's like the chin strap thing too much. I definitely noticed that I'm getting a little more comfortable with doing this hair the further I go. So I'm going to have to do a little touching up because it doesn't look quite as blended up around in the first part. Okay, and then going in with terracotta. Alright, got the hair done. I think that looks pretty good. I really like it actually. I'm going to set those to the side and I'm going to grab some colors and we'll start working on the hat maybe since I already got that going. Got a few colors picked out for the hat. I'm going to try to incorporate terracotta because it kind of looks almost like a burnt orange color for the shadows and the shading. So I'm going to try using that for the darker parts of the hat. But I got like cadmium yellow, terracotta, chrome yellow, and dark cadmium yellow. So I guess I'm going to start with the darkest color. Kind of, I was just kind of concerned that this would look too close to her hair color. So I might have should have gone with like a gold color, but I didn't want it to look too gold either. I think I'm gonna go with the gold color. Yeah, we'll try this out. It's kind of a light brown, I think, but it's looking pretty rough. Maybe brown ochre. It's getting pretty tiny. I just felt like that looked a little too close to her hair color. So I think this looks closer to kind of the darkest color they used in the original art. So I think it's gonna work better. Got like a little tassel on the hat. Kind of hard to work with such a little pencil. I have pencil extenders, but they kind of don't stay put, so I don't know what I've done with them. Sorry, I got really distracted into coloring that. I don't really want to use that dark chrome yellow. I don't know what I called that earlier. Yeah, I bet you that's what I said. Yeah, I like this one. And this is the dark cadmium yellow. Start incorporating that. It's very bright. Should have. I feel like I went a little too heavy-handed with the dark color, but that's okay. And then just cadmium yellow. It's a little paler than I thought it would be. Alright, more opaque. I don't know. But maybe that's a good thing. So far, I still think my favorite pencils to use in this paper are the Caran d'Ache Pablos. But these work pretty good. I think I like it better than the Prismas on this paper. It just looks a little kind of messy, but kind of, I don't know, maybe I can work with it. Didn't really blend like I thought it would. Go back in with this one. Lighter yellow color. I mean, you don't get much yellower than this hat here. It's the yellowest thing I've ever seen. Just kidding, it's not really. But it's very yellow. I feel like I got some of the hair colors on the hat. Always nice when I do that. But hey, if she is an explorer, then her hat's probably not going to be pristine. Probably be a little roughed up. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm not happy with kind of how that part turned out, but it's not that bad. Just don't need to be so critical. Okay, leave that alone. I gotta stop messing with that. Looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna do a similar thing to her jacket, but I might work on her bow, I think. I was gonna keep it simple with 2 colors, but of course I ended up with 3. I got dark red and deep red, and then just deep scarlet red. A lot of dark colors, but it is a pretty dark looking bow there, so I think I'm going to start with the lightest one, which is the deep scarlet red, and I'm just going to take that ever so lightly over like this section here. Just kind of start building up the color. Okay, I'm going to start out small and kind of start with this middle part here. Just kind of try and build the colors up. I really wanted this darker red to kind of really separate the parts of the bow so it doesn't all kind of blend together. Which might be like the last thing I do. I gotta remind myself to not be so heavy-handed with the polychromos. Really just try and build it up slowly, but I always get ahead of myself sometimes. I had planned on working on maybe another thing, but I think I'm gonna probably stick with this one because I'm having fun coloring this one. Sorry I've gotten so quiet. I didn't pick a new... I'm almost done with this color line. I need to pick another one. If anyone has any suggestions, I'm all ears. The color line that I'm working on, someone had asked me to do a color along in it, but that was several months ago, so I feel bad because it took me this long to get around to doing it. But it's in Portrait of the Mermaid. And I think it's looking really cool. I'm excited about finishing that page. Okay, then I'm going to go over it one more time with the lighter red color. Probably should maybe get just a little bit of a lighter color going. Let's see here. Maybe this one. Maybe. Give it a try. Just kind of brighten it up a little bit in this kind of highlight. I did brighten it up a little. And then the darkest red color kind of going in. Oh, it took a long time to do that one section. Kind of feel a little more confident about it. Maybe going a little bit heavier handed with it. I don't know if I've used that word a lot. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Okay. And a little bit more with the just regular deep red. I've been knitting a scarf for a while now, and I'm almost done with it. I'm really excited about it. And then I immediately want to start on another scarf. I try not to have too many of those going, like knitting projects going at the same time, because they are a little, I don't know, it's kind of hard to keep track of what I'm doing sometimes if I have too many knitting projects going at once. But after I get done with this scarf, I'm actually knitting this one for my husband. And I know it's summer, but it's how long it's taken me to get going with it. So it should be ready for winter for sure. But I am wanting to start on one for me because we work outside a lot, so it's nice to have a scarf, like when I don't want to wear my big coat, because that can be kind of hot, but then my neck kind of still stays cold. So anyway, which is why people wear scarves. But anyway, I bought some cool colors that I thought would be good to go together, and I want to try to do kind of like a checkered pattern, so it should be interesting. I'm excited to try that. But I gotta find a color to use for, I thought it would be nice to have a border on each ends of the scarf. I really want to get, I'm working, the other project I have is a sweater, and so I'm hoping that that turns out. I'm a little worried about it. But if it turns out, it would be awesome. But I really want to try to knit my dog's sweaters before winter. I think that would be really adorable. Now, I don't think they will like it because, well, they get cold sometimes, especially after they've had a haircut. So, they probably appreciate it during the winter. I have like 3 dogs and they are spoiled rotten. They're my little, well, darlings. They, I have a miniature schnauzer and then a miniature schnauzer mix. And then I have like a Yorkie mix. So they're all pretty sassy. But the smallest one thinks that she's in charge, so. And then I have a cat too that's recently, well, actually, gosh, it's probably not recently. It's probably been a year ago. She just kind of showed up around the house and just kind of became our cat. We were feeding her because she looked kind of skinny and I didn't know. Asked around the neighborhood and no one seemed to know where she came from, so we just kind of stuck around. We debated whether or not to get a cat for a long time, but we were afraid that they wouldn't get along with the dogs, but she really just kind of fits right in. With my youngest dog, she actually like plays like with the ball. They like kind of push it back and forth for each other and it's really cute. So yeah, she settled right in. But she's like, I don't know if it's called a Prussian blue, but she's like a gray blue color. But we named her Goosey, so it's a funny little name. But I like it. Okay, yeah, deep red. I'm gonna go with next. But I hope these Let's Color Sunday videos aren't too boring. I'm not that interesting of a person, so. But I'm happy to have you here if you're here watching. I just love to color, you know. I like working, you know, showing y'all kind of what I'm working on. Let me see, what do I want to go in with next? Yeah, probably scarlet again. And light cadmium red. And my favorite part is always adding the deep, like, shadows to kind of, like, make everything kind of come forward and kind of separate from the rest and look a little bit like it has dimension, I guess. And anyway, it's my favorite part right here. Like sharpening everything up. kind of the last step. Hopefully I'm not getting it on her shirt too much. But yeah, kind of making it look like it's not just like so flat, you know? It's kind of my favorite part to do, the finishing touches on like a particular element of a page. It's kind of behind her hand here, so I'm trying to be like delicate with working on this part. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it good. Maybe a little bit more of this. I think that turned out pretty good. It's a little bit different than kind of how that is, but I like it. Okay, I'm gonna work on the messenger bag here. It's a little bit more orange toned than yellow than the rest of her outfit, so I'm gonna try to recreate that. I feel like I could have used this color for her hair that I'm using right now. It's sanguine. But I think that's pretty much like a good dark orange color. So I'll start with that. Yeah, I'll go with that too. I think that's kind of what I want it to look like, maybe. Well, whether I want it to look like it or not, that's how it's turning out. Oh no, I'm bad about staying in the lines today. Maybe it's a sign I'm getting sleepy. Some of these darker colors are not mixing very good with this paper. I just don't think this is the paper for this. And if it is, it takes more patience than I have, I guess. But I'm gonna make it work, that's for sure. think there are like some of this right here might be white. So I'm kind of trying not to get anything on that. So it kind of sort of looks like that bag, but it'll work. Pretty shadowy right here. And it's definitely hard to pick up some pencils that I haven't used in a while. Like the Prisma ones, I get really familiar with those colors, so it's easier to choose like kind of which ones I know will go together well. But I'm trying to pick up pencils I don't use as much more often, so. And plus I don't like the prisms in this book, so. That's why I always kind of try to have kind of a scrap paper nearby, because it helps kind of figure that out. Got some interesting buttons. Oh, there are flowers on those. That's cute. Very orange, like burnt orangey color. Kind of like it though. I'm excited about coloring the flowers as well. And I think the birds, they have them kind of like all blue colored. Might be fun to do different colors though. But I don't want them to be too distracting, I guess, from kind of distract from the main part of the page. So I might just go ahead and do them blue. But I think that's coming along pretty good. This is how it's going. I like how it's turning out. I think it is going to be really cute when it's finished. I know I didn't get a whole lot done, but it's just something I was excited to work on. And I guess I'm probably going to call it a night, and thank y'all so much for watching, and until the next video. Bye y'all.